Hey guys, Randy with Essential Maintenance Services. It's Wednesday, June 18th. Going to do an overview of my rig here. We'll start off with the pressure washer. It's a Hotsy 1280 SSG hot water unit. Puts out about 7.5 gallons a minute, about 6.5 when it's injecting chemical. Then I have a Comet P40. It's got a Honda GX200 power in it. That's pull start unit. It's the old design. It's not the new to head design. I've got two 7-gallon surfactant tanks. One has neutralizer in them, and the other one has soap in it. I have a bypass line tucked in there behind. Got a 24-inch ground force. I hook my pressure gauge directly to the top of the disc. Gives you exact pressure what's going on inside there. Got three 100-gallon slimline tanks. They're all vented both ways. Got a bleach in the front. The two back are Siamese water. This feeds your pressure washer. Right now it's flipped over to the dump valve, which is a secondary dump valve I have right here. You can fill buckets with that or just dump water, whatever. And then when you flip it over to green to green, then that activates your pressure washer. It's fed by another similar setup. Your water comes in here. You can catch the pressure off of it, and it comes down, goes in, it's filtered. Then right now the buffer, it's going to the main buffer tank. And when you flip the lever this way, it goes to the buffer tank that's built into the pressure washer. When I flip that lever that way, that's where I get my pressure gauge reading at, and lets me know what kind of water pressure I got coming in from my source. My cones, they just tuck in nice and neat right there. Got their own little space for them. Got my extension pole, and my brush tucked in there. Got a 7-foot wand that's tucked in underneath that, and a few a degreaser, Gutter Bright, some Meratic, some Napa aluminum brightener. We'll move around to the back here. We got two 18-inch hose reels here. They're general pump. This is what I need to replace the most. I got 200 feet of Ultramax water line on here, which is great water line. Had it for a little over 3 years, and it's not even got the first sign of wear on it. I've got 200 feet of Flex Tech 300 psi 5/8 chem line. Everything is cam locked on here onto these docking stations, and if I needed to, the back of my docking stations, let's see if I can get a good look at it here for you. They are cam locked on the other side too, so I can unhook this and hook it directly to the back and bypass the hose reel completely on either one of them and go direct line to the source. I keep a male cam lock here. That's what I screw onto the customer's house and hook onto. And then I have two 12-inch hose reels here for my pressure lines. The top one's my main working hose. It's 200 feet of what is that? Fierce Jet. 200 feet of Fierce Jet. I have another 200 feet of Fierce Jet below it. That's new on the bottom, and it's not hooked up. It's just a storage reel. And then I have a Flow Pro and a Super Sud Sucker. That puts out about 1 3/4, 2%, somewhere in that range, with a 1.8 injector in it. And I leave the 1.8 injector in there and run it all the time. And then if I need to meter it, I run it through here. This is not like a normal downstream module that you see where you can pull soap and chem and all that. This is a source selector. It does have a dedicated soap on it, and it's hooked to this three-way on the right. It switches between soap and neutralizer. It's kind of hard to see the neutralizer, but soap and neutralizer, and it's metered. Okay, this is pulling directly from the tank, and then you use the Flow Pro to open it and to turn it on and off. The other one comes from the mixer. So anything that comes through the mixer comes through this, and so it has its own dedicated flush valve, soap, drop stick, anything that you need for that. The secondary three-way here is a flush valve. Up is your chemical, down is your flush, and it supplies your manual valve. So everything back here is flushed. This three-way turns the block on so you can run whatever's in here, and then when you flip the three-way down, it activates that drop stick. So if you're pumping acid or something, you're never going to pump it into the block and mix the two. And then I have all of my blocks cam locked, so that you can, when you're winterizing them, if you have a problem inside of it, something's debris in there, you can actually open it up and see what's going on, or open it up and give water or ice somewhere to go. I have a little setup here that's got all of my orifices for my downstream injector and an Allen wrench there to change them. Makes everything really, really convenient. And then I have my primary dump line coming off the tank here. Now, the reason this is set up this way is you can take a regular pressure washer, you know, a portable unit, and set a portable unit right here. You can hook your 1-inch line, cam lock it on, and hook on to the portable water unit, run your whip line over, plug into this hose reel right here, and you are set up ready to go. And this is the thing that I've been working on for a couple years. I've had a design in my head. Brian at Midwest Washing Equipment's been really, really gracious in helping me out and getting me to bring this vision to fruition. This is the original mode that I saw this being in. So there's been some changes made. Brian had some blocks made for these. They're 6-port. It's all Hayward. This is your metering side. So this is a hybrid block. This does all your metering just like any normal system would. Where it changes is this side of the block. This is your pump selectors. This is for the P40, for the Fat Boy, and for your 5.3. And these go to the inlets of each pump. So you just select them on the front. Now the cool thing about it is all three would work this way. However, I'm not going to mix the electric and gas side of this to try this out, but I run these two open all the time. You can run them all three open and it doesn't affect anything in here. So you can run one pump at 5.3, you can run the other pump at 7, which we all know that that's going to be different in reality, or you can run them both together, and you have a third GPM, so it's like having a third pump. It does Siamese. The secondary Hayward block that you see over here is neutralizer, water, which is labeled flush because it's a flush valve, drop stick, and then your chemical. This supplies your chemical valve itself. So it replaces what you would see typically a 3-way for a flush valve. This is your flush valve, except now you can flush it with water, you can flush it with neutralizer, or you can run anything through it that you need to, say like BC Cleansol, anything that you need to run 50-50. It's endless. I mean, it's infinite what you can run through it because it's changeable. I just put a cube right here. I cam lock onto the top of it. It's got an enclosed drop stick in it and pump whatever I need to. And this cam lock here is for winterizing. So you take this air fitting right here, and you cam onto that. You open your bleach valve up, turn your remote control on, and you can winterize this entire system from that one point. It completely flows everything to here. This is not only a flush valve and a selector for your chemical valve. Like I said, it also winterizes, but it's also the delivery side of the transfer system of this unit, which is this block here. It's labeled transfer, chemical, soap, and neutralizer. You'll notice there's no water in this. There's no return. This is the return side of the transfer system. So everything that comes through here returns back to the tank. So each tank returns back to itself. So if I need to prime this system up, I can turn the chemical on over here and turn the chemical on over here and turn on my small pump, cycle the system, make sure it's completely primed, then set my mixer to where I need it at and go to work. There's no loss of chemical, no spraying, no if you're having a priming issue, wasting 20 gallons of chemical trying to get primed up. It all's done right here. Plus, that helps you with your troubleshooting. If you've got any air bubbles, you can find them in here and never spray a drop. If you want to set a pressure switch, you run it in a cycle mode, you come over here, you shut off the source that you're cycling, and its pump's going to shut off, and you can listen to it and set your pressure switch. Meanwhile, you've never spilt a drop off of here. It also, when it transfers out of here and it's pumping out, this diverts everything, outputs into this block, all three pumps, and it's automatic. So whichever pump you pump into it, it's gonna go through here. It's gonna give you your pressure. Right now, it goes up to this gun that I use for washing down my rig. It's turned to transfer, and then you can turn it to reel, and it goes to your hose reel. All right. Well, the other thing that's neat about this is that goes both ways. This block right here does not have check valves in it, so this is a filling station. It also diverts off anything that you're taking off of the rig. So if you need to empty tanks, you can empty your tanks. You never open a lid. You never stick anything in there to do. You're not going to make a bunch of spills, a bunch of spillage. But it's a very, very useful part of the system. And it's not a bunch of cluttered up mess in here like you would think it would be. It has a NOCO battery charging system on it. It has a rig link on it. And it has a remote rinse module. So you don't have any lines coming off of it. All your pump lines come through the bottom. This is your secondary downstream that pulls off, so it goes back to the back. And there's your bypass setup for the P40. It's check valved back into the inlet instead of going through the block. It seemed to me it would be more, it's more efficient, and it can only go one way. It has to bypass itself back to itself. It's check valved again on this end, and it's check valved on this end, which eliminates the pressure spikes going back into the diaphragm. And then here's all of my accessories. I use a pack out system that holds all of my nozzles, all of my wands, my lance, my drop stick, my wash down gun, any accessory I need, turbo nozzles. And then underneath this, if I can do this one-handed, is anything that I would need for working on this rig. O-rings, spare injectors, orifices, fittings. And it just sits back up there, snaps back into place. And then I have a few jugs down here in the bottom for rust removal, some straight 12.5 in a couple of bottles, bung wrenches, brushes, and then that carries over into the back of my truck as well. I have pretty much anything I need, all of my extension poles, small brushes, cleaning supplies, extra chems, tools. So there's the overview, guys. I hope you guys are having a great wash season, and y'all have a great day.